And we are back. Sorry for the delay. We had little technical difficulties. We get right to action. Boswell from Pegram with a left wing three is good. If you are listening in, this is the men's Cal U versus Edinboro Fighting Scots here at Macomb Fieldhouse. As we go to the right side, Simpson has the top of the key, throws a lob to Coates. Coates lays it in for two.
Nice little give and go there for Coates for the easy bucket.
Pegram brings it across the timeline, gives it to Alston. Alston to Boswell. Boswell at the top of the key goes by Jay. Boswell at the floater, no good. Rebounded by Coates.
Got to make sure you finish on those ones.
Coates brings it across the timeline, gives it to Simpson. Simpson back to Coates in the right corner. Coates looking for Keys. Coates dribbles left, step back, gives it down to Keys. Keys goes up with the left hand, no good. Rebound by Alston.
As I said earlier, finish, and I'm not talking about the country on that one.
Alston dribbles down the right lane, tries to put it up, no good. Rebound by Simpson. Simpson in the fast break, brings it across for Edinboro, gives up to Robertson. Robertson with a right wing three, good. That's a key player to watch for the Fighting Scots as Robertson. Deontay Robertson is a very key contributor to this team as the Fighting Scots hold a 5-3 lead with 18:28 to go. Pegram tries to get it to the right side. He's trapped by Keys and Coates. Alston has it in the right corner. It looks like it's knocked out of bounds by Coates. That's one thing the Vulcans cannot afford right now, is to get themselves into little situations where they'll be able to be trapped.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to run that 2-3 trap, have high-low.
Pegram will take it out on the left corner, gives it into Collins. Collins over to Boswell. Boswell guarded by Jay, looking, gives it to Slaughter. Slaughter dribbles, gives it to Collins. Zion Collins guarded by Robertson. Slaughter over to Alston. 3 seconds on the Alston takes the three. Good. The big fellow, we've seen it all year long. He's definitely extended his range and is probably one of the most improved big men and probably one of the improved players in the PSAC as the Vulcans take a 6-5 lead.
Definitely Phil's had a great year, and one of the weapons for the Vulcans.
Robertson takes a foul line jumper and it's good. He gives the Fighting Scots a 7-6 lead with 7:40 to go here in the first half.
Definitely a different pace from the women's game. A lot of back and forth here.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth going here in the men's game as Alston hands off to Pegram, and it looks like we're going to get an offensive foul on Preston Boswell. That's going to be his first, team's first of the half.
Yeah, that one was just away from the ball, but you got to keep the simple mistakes limited. I know you haven't played in a while, but
as we get back to action, Robertson has it on the left wing, swings it over to Keys. Keys looking, tries to get it off to Simpson, does. Simpson takes another screen from Keys down to the right side, dips it off to Keys, gets by him. Boswell to steal in transition. He puts it up off the glass, no good, but we're going to have a foul. It's going to go on number 15, Alex J. That's his first, team's first. Nice job by the Balkans right there, being able to get the turnover, cause the turnover, and push it in transition as Boswell will go to the line for two.
Boswell, one of the better free throw shooters here for the Vulcans.
Boswell's first one up and good. With 7:14 to go here in the first half, we're tied at 7. Line to the left, second one up, no good. Nice job by Boswell. The hustle, there was no Vulcans in there, even in the paint. Pegram tries to get it to Alston, goes through his hands, saved by Robertson, and the Fighting Scots will bring it across.
That's something we've seen Boswell do a lot this season, and missing on the free throws, but he's after that rebound.
A very good hustle player and a very good contributor is a senior leader. Simpson goes it over to Robertson, over to Coates on the left wing. Coates brings it back between the legs, off with the right hand, off the glass, and good. Kyrie Coates, a transfer for the Fighting Scots, is showing why he's one of the best in the league. Collins brings it across the timeline, gives it over to Boswell. Boswell looking, guarded by Jay, gives it to Collins. Collins swings it over to Alston. Alston guarded by Keys, gives it up to Slaughter. Slaughter, with a nice little reverse with the right hand and spun it off the glass.
Nice finish there by Slaughter. We saw how he likes to do the fancy trick shots and warm up, and he got one there.
Yeah, nice job by Slaughter, using his athleticism, using the rim as a protector. Coates backing down Boswell, kicks it out to Simpson. Simpson finds Jay. Jay puts it up, no good, but he's going to go to the line for two. We're going to have a foul on number 15, DJ Slaughter, his first, team second. Jay will go to the line for 2.
Alex Jay will be at the line for 2.
Jay's first shot up to the right side, no good. We're tied at 9 here with 16:08 to go here in the first half. Jay's second one up is good as the Fighting Scots hold a 10-9 lead. Pegram brings it across the timeline, guarded by Coates. Swings it over to Slaughter. Slaughter over to Collins. Collins bringing it back, guarded by Collins kicks it out to Boswell. Boswell drives it in. Looks for Alston. It's a two-hand flush by Phillip Alston. Nice job by Boswell to get the defense to commit and dump it off to Alston. Back into action. Simpson brings it across the time with a scoop shot. No good. Rebounded by Alston. Alston gives it up to Boswell. Boswell tries to get fancy and give it to Pegram and is turned over.
Yeah, good give and go there as we get the media timeout. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, Edinboro University continues.
Vulcan basketball is back at Bloomsburg, at East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
And we are back here in Macomb Fieldhouse as we are in the men's portion of the game with the Vulcans holding an 11-10 lead here with 15:39 to go here in the first half.
Definitely been in a back and forth affair. They're a more up-tempo game, sure, between these two teams. A lot different from what we saw on the women's game.
Definitely something we're looking forward to. The speed and the tempo of the game is a little bit quicker, and they're showing us why. Robertson has it on the right side, looking for Coates in the post. They're able to get it to Coates in the post. He's met by Austin and Boswell. Dips it off to Keys. Keys able to hold on to it. The ball's loose. Simpson finds Coates. And a nice block by Alston as he pinned it off the glass on Coates.
Where did Alston come from on that one?
That was a nice look by Simpson to Coates, and Alston was able to just pin it off the glass.
Yeah, look at the replay here, Trey. As you see, Alston just comes out of nowhere.
Alston, like you said, Alston kind of came out of nowhere. It was a nice job by Simpson to find Coates, but a nice recovery by Alston as hopefully Coates was hit the deck very hard. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like he is as he walks it off, and the call is a jump ball as it is favored to the Fighting Scots.
Yeah, it looks like it's favoring at right elbow a little bit.
And if you look at the replay again, Coates had a nice little ease, and Alston came out of nowhere with the right hand, able to pin it off the glass. And we've kind of seen that from him kind of all this year. He's been a very, very improved player coming into this season. Coach Danny Sancombe had a lot of big hopes for him, and he's definitely put his foot forward and has done very well up to this point in the season. As we have the officials trying to kind of figure something out here. Not sure if they had the jump ball correctly or if that's what the call has been. As it looks like they will go to the stats on the left side over here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Like just make sure there wasn't anything else on the they need to make call there.
Kind of going into this game, the Vulcans, if you listen to the women's game as well, came into this game, haven't played in almost nearly 2 weeks. They come on with an 8-4 record, 3-3 in the PSAC. As the Fighting Scots come in at 5-5 and 3-2, and they haven't played as well in nearly 2 weeks. And back to action. Jay will take it out under his own hoop, throws it into Keys. Keys puts it up with the left hand, and it's good. Nice job by Dom Keys, able to use his body as a defender and get it over Alston.
Yeah, that's a tall task. Alston's a very tall player for sure.
Pegram gets a pass from Collins, puts up a top of the key three, no good. Rebound by Keys. Keys is definitely, I think he leads the PSAC coming into this game. Simpson with the right hand, another block by Alston coming out of nowhere. Boswell with the rebound, giving it to Slaughter. Slaughter going up against Jay with the right hand, no good. And we are going to have a rebound by Deontay Robertson. Robertson gives up to Simpson down the right side.
Thought we were going to get another jump ball call that
Simpson able to bury a right wing three, and the Fighting Scots hold a 15-11 lead. Pegram brings it across the timeline, gets a screen from Alston. Nobody in the lane. He puts it up with the left hand, and good. Nice job by Brent Pegram, just reading the defense, able to get through.
We've seen Pegram do that all season, and gets a lane and just takes it himself full length of the court.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the stars to look for today as Robertson puts it up there. Another block by Phillip Alston. He tried to go into his chest. Alston said no. Pegram brings it down to the left side, gives it off to Slaughter. Slaughter dribble in the lane, looking, finds Collins. Collins finds Alston. Alston gets Keys in the air, puts it up, and it's an and one.
Phil Alston, just a walking highlight reel right now.
As we said his name multiple times early here in the first 7 minutes of this game with 3 blocks, and this man is dominating right now inside the paint on the offensive side and the defensive side as he will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Alston's foul shot up. Good as he completes the 3-point play. Alston currently leading all scorers with 8. As the Vulcans hold a 16-15 lead with 13:40 to go.
That's all season for Alston and one of the higher end scorers for the Vulcans.
Robertson backs down with a fadeaway jumper. Good. Deontay Robertson trying to hold Edinboro stay into this ball game as he gives them a 17-16 lead with 13:20 to go. Pegram brings it across the timeline, gets a screen from Alston, swings it over to Collins. Collins over to Boswell on the left wing. Boswell gives it up to Alston. Alston, left corner 3, no good. Rebound by Simpson. Simpson pushes in transition. Nice defense right there by Borden. Was able to tip it away from Simpson. Throws it up to Pegram. Gives it to Collins at the top of the key. Just nicks the iron. And has a rebound for the Fighting Scots by Moore.
Vulcans got away with one there.
Yeah, it looks like Collins got away with it, or excuse me, Pegram got away with a walk there. Jay swings it over to Robertson. Robertson brings it back. Gives it to Moore. Moore trying to get it to Simpson. Gives it to Simpson. Throws it over to Jay. Jay swings it over to Coates on the left wing. Coates pull up 3. No good. Rebound Collins. Collins leading the fast break. Finds Boswell. Boswell puts it up and good. As Preston Boswell finishes. And the Vulcans hold a 1-point lead with just under 12:20 to go.
Yeah, Boswell had an easy one. One of the Fighting Scots blew a tire going down the court.
Robertson puts up a 3, no good. Rebound by Phil Alston. He throws it up to Zion Collins for an easy deuce. Nice job by the Vulcans right there, getting out in transition as they hold a 20-17 lead with 12 minutes to go here in the first half.
I think this is the biggest lead we've seen from either side.
Yeah, as we can see, both teams kind of going back and forth. To Simpson has it on the right wing. Gives it to Terrence Moore. Moore looking, takes a foul line jumper. No good. Rebound by Alston. Alston hands it out to Borden. Gives it to Pegram. Pegram drives by Coach. Scoops it up with the right hand. No good. No call. Rebound by Robertson. Robertson brings it across the timeline. Looking, finds Jay. Jay steps into his left corner left wing 3. Good.
He had all day to shoot that one.
Alex Jay able to tie the score at 20. Nice job by Robertson, kind of leading him in to that easy 3-pointer. Pegram has it on the right wing, gives it up to Borden. Borden over to Collins. Collins on the left wing, guarded by Robertson. Gives it to Alston. Alston looking, finds Boswell. Boswell gets in the middle of the paint with up to the right hand, and good. Nice job by Preston Boswell, using his body, being able to control it, and gives the Vulcans a 2-point lead. Simpson takes it down the middle of the lane. Looks, stops, jumper, no good. Altered by Collins, rebounded by Borden. Borden brings it across, gives up to Pegram on the right side. Pegram's right 3, no good, rebounded by Moore. Simpson gives it up to Robertson. Looks like they're going to slow down the offense. Robertson brings it across the timeline. Robertson gets a screen from Moore. Guarded by Collins. Gets another one. Brings it back. Looking for a three. Gives it up to Moore in the low post. Doubled by, nice job by Brent Pegram to come over and take it away. Pegram leading the fast break. Looking. Finds Dylan Borden in the right corner. Three-pointer off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Simpson. Talk about an up and down game. As we could see, these two teams definitely wanting to run here early.
I think the biggest lead I've seen from either side is a 3-point lead.
I agree. Them going back and forth definitely makes for a good one. Robertson has it on the right wing. Gets a screen from Moore. Looking. Takes a three. And it's good. Deontay Robertson showing. Has 10 points here in the quarter and leads all scorers right now as the Fighting Scots hold a 23-22 lead. Pegram brings it across the timeline. Swings it over to Boswell. Boswell guarded by Jay. Looking. Finds Alston. Alston swings it over to Collins. Collins looking, dribbling, gets a screen from Alston. Looking for a jumper, doesn't take it. Gives it to Borden. Borden back to Collins. And we are going to have a 3-second violation on Philip Alston. We will take a commercial break as the Fighting Scots lead 23-22, 9:25 here to go in the first half. You are listening and watching Vulcan Basketball.
Vulcan Basketball is back. At Bloomsburg. At East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
And welcome back here at Edinboro, Pennsylvania, here in Macomb Fieldhouse, as the Fighting Scots hold a 23-22 lead here with 9:25 to go. As we would like to apologize as the network and the internet kind of got a little clipsy here for us. Thank you all for coming over from the PSAC Sports Network. If you're listening in, the Fighting Scots hold a 1-point lead. As we get back to action here, Simpson brings it across the half-court line, setting up the offense, looking. Guarded by Pegram. Swings it over to Robertson at the top of the key. Robertson guarded by Collins. Swings it over to Coates on the left side. Swings it down. Looks like he was trying to get it to Will Taylor, but it's going to be a Vulcan foul on number 10, Dylan Borden. His first, team's third, as the Fighting Scots will have it underneath their own hoop. Taylor will take it out underneath, looking for someone to throw it into. Gets it into Coates. Coates take it, dribble drive, kicks it over to Taylor in the corner. Taylor looks to throw it up. No good, but we're going to have an offensive foul on Will Taylor. Nice job by Borden to step in there as he just got called for the foul earlier. Step in there and take one right to the chest.
Yeah, good play there to stand his ground.
Collins will be the main man, bringing it up over the floor across the timeline, guarded by Robertson. Swings it over to Borden. Borden. Checking into the game is Gabe Jimerson. Jimerson has it at the top of the key, over to Borden. Borden looking, drives middle, finds Boswell, left corner, good. Nice job by Dylan Borden. The dribble drive, kick out to Boswell. Boswell is able to knock it down from the left corner, and they hold a 25-23 lead.
Between Alston and Boswell, definitely two highlight reels walking right now.
Taylor in the middle of the floor. Looks like he got tangled up. And it's going to be a traveling violation on Will Taylor as the Vulcans will get the basketball. It looks like Bryce Springs for the Fighting Scots will check into the ball game. Simpson will take a seat. Pegram brings it across the timeline. Swings it to Boswell on the left wing. Gives it up to Jimerson. Over to Collins. Collins guarded by Robertson. Jimerson at the top of the key, swings it to Boswell, sets a screen for Boswell. Boswell dribbles out, kicks it to Borden. Borden gets in the middle of the paint. Jimerson, left wing three, no good. Bounces off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Robertson.
Thought it was going to walk the line and fall in.
Just didn't have the shooter's touch on that one as Robertson throws it over to Coates. Coates down the keys of the post, guarded by Jimerson. Keys gets him up in the air, kicks it back out to Springs. Springs, the top of the key, three, no good. Rebound by Pegram.
A little too strong on that one, hit the back of the iron.
Pegram brings it across, loses the handle. Jimerson picks it up. Throws it over to Collins in the right wing. Collins with a right wing three, no good. Tipped around, rebounded by Coates. Coates will bring it across the timeline, guarded by Boswell. Takes a screen from Keys. Coates, dribble, drive, looking, spins, fadeaway jumper in the middle lane, rattles off, no good. Rebound by Keys, puts it up and no good, but Dominic Keys will go to the line for two. That's going to be a foul on number 20, Gabe Jimerson. That's his first, team first, as we will have a media timeout as the Vulcans lead 25-23, 7:15 to go. Looking at some highlights, Boswell able to find Austin with the two-hand flush. We've seen this man do it multiple times. And again, Austin Simpson finding Coates nicely. Austin coming out of nowhere, well, then pins it off the glass. Again, Collins finding Boswell in transition, able to put it up off the glass for an easy two. As we go in, Borden coming in, nice little dribble drive, kicks it out to Boswell in the left corner. Boswell's able to drain it. Boswell definitely one of them key contributors in this offense next to Alston. As we look at the tail of the tape right now, both teams scoring well over 80 points per game, points for. Points against, both defenses, Edinboro giving up 85, the Vulcans giving up 78.8. Field goal percentage very kind of even, 48%, 43%, and that's the biggest thing. 3-point percentage, the Vulcans are shooting at 35%. The Fighting Scots shooting at 26.4. And seeing in this first half, both teams love to run right now.
Yeah, both teams jogging for position right now. As we've seen, and Cal U definitely having one of the better shooting days.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they needed coming on the road. Haven't played in a while. Definitely coming out to start hot shooting, and their defense has really picked up as Keys will shoot 1 of 2 from the foul line. First one up is no good with 7:15 here to go in the first half.
Got to make those free ones.
Yeah, this is time of the game where your freebies definitely count. Keys second one up and no good, rebounded by Boswell. Pegram bring it across the timeline, guarded by Springs. Pegram dribbles down the lane, puts it up with the right hand, and we have a late whistle. And it looks like it's going to be an offensive foul, a charge on Brent Pegram. Springs is in there to do his job, and he did. He got Pegram to drive, and he was able to step in front of him. And that's going to be his first foul on Brent Pegram, team's 5th.
Yeah, that one surprised me a little bit. Very late whistle on that one.
Yeah, it looked like Springs' feet were still moving, but the ref says otherwise.
That's why we're up here with the headsets on, not down there with the straight.
I agree. Simpson has it, throws it to Coates in the middle of the paint, kicks it out to Springs. Springs, right corner three, no good. Battle between Alston and Keys, and it's going to favor the Vulcans. Alex J. and Deontay Robertson will re-enter the game. Coates and Taylor will take a seat.
Taylor definitely need to come out. Had a couple fouls on him already.
Pegram, full court pressure from Bryce Springs for the Fighting Scots as Pegram gets it across. As we are going to have a blocking foul on Bryce Springs. That's going to be his first, team's 5th. The Vulcans holding on to a 25-23 lead, 6:39 to go here in the first half. Collins swings it in to Pegram. Pegram gets a screen from Alston. Pegram finds Alston in the middle of the paint. He had it chipped away by Robertson. Simpson comes up with it. Throws it up to Robertson. Robertson gives it up to Jay. Jay, dribble drive, looking for it. Got a nice screen from Keys. Keys was able to put it in with the left hand.
He just walked right in there on that one.
Yeah, look, I don't think anybody talked, and Preston Boswell took the brunt of that one from Keys as Keys was able to lay it in. Boswell has it in the left wing here, looking for Collins. Collins at the top of the key, swings it to Pegram. Pegram, dribble drive, kicks it out to Alston, a right corner, 3, no good. Rebounded by Robertson. Gives it up to Simpson. Simpson pushing the fast break, gives it up to Jay. Jay looking for contact, and he's gonna get it. And that's going to be a foul on Preston Boswell. And that is going to be his second, team 6. Definitely something Danny Sancombe did not want. And it looks like Jay kind of got away with one leaning in to Preston Boswell.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that one kind of was a little bit of a makeup call from earlier.
Yeah, agreed.
Coach Sancombe is not happy about that one for sure.
As Jay goes to the line, his first one is up and good. Second one coming. It's up and good as the Fighting Scots take a 2-point lead with 5:55 to go. Springs still with the full court press on Pegram, Pegram brings it down to the right side, swings it over to Collins. Collins over to Alston. Alston dribble drive into the middle of the paint, takes a jumper, no good. Rebound by Dominic Keys. Keys gives it up to Simpson. Simpson brings it across, guarded by Borden. Simpson finds Keys, ain't able to handle it, picks it back up, put it up with the left hand, and good.
Thought that one was going to sneak away from him there a little bit.
Yeah, nice job by Keys, able to keep his composure, able to pick it up. And we're going to have a foul on the play as Bryce Springs will pick up his second foul, team 6th. Oh, excuse me, team number 5 for the Scots. Pegram swings it over to Borden on the right wing. Gives it back up to Collins to the top of the key. Collins taking the top of the key 3, no good. Borden, nice hustle, tries to throw it off Simpson. Jay comes up with it. Jay pushing the fast break, finds Robertson in the left corner. He takes a dribble, pulls up, good. Nice mid-range by Deontay Robertson as he gives the Vulcans a 31-25 lead.
Definitely the biggest lead I've seen all day from either side is the Fighting Scots got a 6-point lead now.
Collins came down the middle of the lane, had a lot of contact, throws it up with the left hand, it's no good. Robertson will pick up his first foul. That's the team 6th, as Collins will go to the line for 2. Fighting Scots holding on to a 7-point lead. Oh, I'm sorry, 6-point lead, excuse me, can't do math. As Collins' first free throw is up and no good, as Tyler Berry will enter the game for the Vulcans. Borden will take a seat.
We've said this all game, you got to make the freebies.
It is, and it's a crucial time. You got to get them while you can, as Collins' second one is up and good, as he has 3 points on the evening.
Kind of a quiet night for Zion Collins.
It was, and you know, we saw his last game as he comes out with a foul. He scored 1,000 points earlier in his career, as we are going to have a foul. It looks like it's going to be on an offensive foul on the Fighting Scots, as Bryce Springs will pick up his 3rd foul, team 7th, as coach will re-enter the game.
I think I heard him say it was a moving screen foul on that one.
Yeah, just these little turnover miscue fouls are kind of hurting the Fighting Scots right now as they hold a 31-26 lead. Pegram gets a screen from Alston. Now he has Keys on him. Pegram swings over to Barry, over to Collins. Collins looking to drive in the middle, kicks it out to Pegram. Pegram, top of the key 3, bounces off the rim, no good. Nice job by Barry to go up with him. And we are going to have a jump ball in the arrow favoring the Vulcans. As you can see, a lot of names sometimes you haven't heard often this year. The bench right now for the Vulcans is very slim with just some protocol stuff, as Pegram will bring it out to the front. We're going to have a blocking foul on Jaron Simpson. That's going to be his first, team 8th, and Pegram's going to go to the line for a 1-on-1.
That's his first foul.
Yeah, a lot of the home faithful did not like that call, but it is what it is.
As you can see, Coach Pat Cleary kind of making his statement over to the far referee, as you know, he kind of thought Pegram got away with one. Pegram at the line for a 1-on-1. First one is up, no good. Rebounded by Keys. Looks like the Vulcans kind of going into a press now. Jay gets it out to Simpson. Simpson left 3, no good. Rebound by Collins. Collins brings it across the timeline, looking, try to be picked up by Jay. Swings out to Pegram. Pegram pump fake, gets in the middle of the lane, floater, no good. Rebound by Alston. Alston with 2 hands up off the glass and good. Philip Alston doing what he does best, and he's done it all year long, as he has 10 points on the night as the Fighting Scots lead 31-28. Coach brings it across, gets a break through the press. Jay, right corner 3, no good. Rebound by Coates. Coates pulls it back out, guarded by Alston. Gets in the middle of the lane, kicks it out to Simpson. Simpson with a pump fake, a step through, got Alston off his feet, and is able to pick up the foul as Philip Alston will pick up his first foul. Team 7th, as Simpson will go to the line for 2, as we are going to have a commercial timeout as the Vulcans trail 31-28 with 3:30 to go here in the first half. You are watching Vulcan basketball.
Vulcan basketball is back at Bloomsburg, at East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
And we are back here in Edinboro, Pennsylvania, here at Macomb Fieldhouse, as we are watching the Cal U Vulcans versus the Edinboro Fighting Scots here in men's basketball, as the Vulcans trail 31-28 with 3:30 to go here in the first half, as we could see a lot of up and down here in the first half between both teams.
Yeah, Cal U right now on a 3-0 run, and after Edinboro went on a bit of a run for a little bit, either teams can seem to get the upper hand on the other.
And that's kind of what we saw in the women's game, as Simpson goes to the line for 2. His first one up is good, as his second one here to the right. Second one up, good. Simpson with 5 points on the evening here in the first half, as they lead 33-28, less than 3:30 to go. Pegram brings it across the timeline, looking down to Alston, guarded by Moore. Alston double team, and it looks like Coates is going to come away with it. Coates brings it across the timeline for Edinboro. Swings it over to Simpson at the top. Simpson looking, guarded by Pegram. Gets a screen from Moore. He goes down to the baseline, finds Robertson in the left corner. 3-pointer, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's on the floor. Alston comes up with it. Alston gives it up to Pegram. Pegram down the middle of the lane. It's up and good. Nice job to Alston to Pegram, and Pegram was able to finish to cut the lead to 3. Robertson, guarded by Collins at the top of the key, swings it over to Simpson. Simpson quick, left wing 3, it's up and good, as he extends the Fighting Scot lead to 6 with 2:34 to go here in the first half. Pegram dribbles down the right lane, puts it up, no good, no foul. Looks, the ball's on the floor. Coach throws it up to Simpson. Simpson goes into traffic. Alston comes away with it. We have Coach is down on the floor again. Coach Cleary is heated right now, as Coach is down. It looks bad. Hopefully he is okay.
Yeah.
As a lot just happened in our sequence, as Edinboro's on a fast break, then Cal came back down on another fast break, and Coach is on the ground.
Yeah, that one, I'm not sure what happened, and there was a little bit of contact when Pegram went up for that shot, and Coach came down on it. I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like he's getting that left ankle checked out.
Well, hopefully he is okay, as Coach has been a key contributor to the Fighting Scots offense. as he is getting up and walking off under his own power, which is great to see, as number 30 Cameron King will enter the game for Coates.
That's a big factor for Edinboro right there. They're heading to the locker room to get checked out.
That is, and that brings a lot of height. That takes away a lot of height for the Fighting Scots out of there, as Coach stands at 6'6". Pegram gets a screen from Alston, coming down the left side, puts it up with the right hand, no good, but he will get the foul call, and that's going to go against number 23, Terrence Moore. That's his first, team's 9th, and Pegram will go to the line for 2.
Team foul number 9. Brent Pegram at the line for foul.
Pegram left to here, as you're watching on your screen, here for 2 shots. First one up is good. Pegram with 5 points on the evening. Robertson leads all scorers as we speak at 2:14 to go here in the first half. Pegram's second one up, good.
And good to see Coach is back on the bench now for Edinboro.
That is a very good sign for Coach Cleary in the offense as Simpson brings it across the timeline, swings it over to Jay. Jay finds Robertson on the left side. Gives it up to Moore here at the top of the keys, looking for Simpson. Nice D by Pegram. Simpson has it on the right wing. Gets a 3 and 1. He is able to hit the 3 and bring it down. He's going to get a foul to go for a 4-point play.
Now, he's a little shaken up.
As you look at the replay, he came off the screen from Moore. It looks like Pegram. It looks like he just nicked him, and I'll give him credit. Simpson got a call with that one. If you look at the replay, as he's able to go to the line to complete a 4-point play, as it looks like Pegram is going to pick up his second foul. If you watch it again, it looks like maybe Pegram just got that right leg when he went up. Well, nice job by Simpson to take the contact and finish as he goes to the line.
Yeah.
Simpson's shot up and good. And the Fighting Scots hold an 8-point lead with 1:54 to go here in the first half. Pegram brings it down. He got a foul line jumper. Step back. Up good. Brent Pegram, we've seen it do it all year long. It looks like we're going to have a technical foul on number 11, Jaron Simpson. I'm not sure kind of what was going on. I'm guessing because he was talking. Some words probably were discussed, but Pegram is going to go to the line for some free throws.
Yeah, he was running his mouth a little bit. And Pegram, who's one of the more dangerous free throw shooters for the Vulcans, gets a pair.
As his first one is up and good. Second one rattles around and falls. As that is a 4-point swing for the Vulcans as they cut this lead to 4.
After extending the lead to what's been the biggest one so far, an 8-point lead.
Yeah.
You had that little technical there, and that just might have just changed the momentum of the game here.
That could be a big momentum swing as Pegram and Boswell take a seat each with 2 fouls. As Robertson has it at the top of the key, guarded by Slaughter. Looking for Coates. Right wing jumper, no good. Rebound by Borden. With Pegram and Boswell on the floor or on the bench, Collins will take over at point guard. Collins gives it off to Barry. Barry over to Borden, over to Alston in the right corner. Back to Collins on the right wing. Collins gets a screen, has it over against Moore, tries to get it to Alston, but is deflected by Moore and will go out of bounds. Pegram and Boswell will re-enter as Barry and Borden take a seat. Simpson as well will re-enter as King will take a seat. Pegram will inbound it on the left side over by the Barrow bench. Alston takes it, backs down Moore, puts it up with the right hand, and good. Alston saw the mismatch, knew he could do it, and he puts it up for his 12th point of the evening. And the Vulcans cut this lead to 2 with 60 seconds remaining here in the half.
Honestly, I think this next basket could be a momentum shifter.
Nice job by Boswell to poke it away from Simpson. On the fast break, Boswell up to Pegram. It's up and good. Nice job by Preston Boswell to Pegram. And we are tied at 40 all with 49 seconds to go. What a job by this Vulcan defense being able to turn this game around. As you mentioned, that technical kind of turned the swings for him. As you can see, Pegram with a step-back jumper at the foul line, be able to sink it. Nothing but net, as he has done very, very well here in this first half. Alston, like we said, saw the mismatch, was able to take it against Moore, up off the glass with the right hand, and good. And as you saw the last play, Boswell to Pegram, able to get over two defenders, Jay and Coates, and we are tied all here at 40. Here with 49 seconds to go in the first half. As you look at the standings, Seton Hill at 12-4 overall with 6-1 in the conference. As we will get back to that later as the timeout has ended, and we will get back to action here as the Fighting Scots will have the basketball, bringing it from left to right. Simpson brings it across the timeline. Guarded by Borden. Gets a screen from Keys. Takes down the baseline, finds Keys. Able to put it up the left hand, and good. Nice job from Simpson to Keys. Keys is able to gather himself and put it off with the left hand as they take a 42-40 lead with 35.9 seconds to go.
Definitely been a momentum shifter here.
As we look in the PSAC-WEST standings, IUP leads the conference at 13-1 overall, 7-1 in the conference. Pitt Johnstown 9-3, 5-1 in the conference. Slippery Rock tied for second as well at 9-3, 5-1. Mercyhurst is 13-2 overall, 7-2 in the conference. Gannon 8-3, 5-2. Edinboro and Cal right on top of each other at 5-5, 3-2, and 8-4 and 3-3. And Clarion and Seton Hill round out the PSAC-WEST standings. As you can see, a lot of great teams on the top of that list, like we talked about in the women's game as well.
And that's something else we expect it. And as we start getting these makeup games, you're going to start seeing a lot of teams shift around.
Yeah, those standings could change in a heartbeat in just a week, as Collins will have it right above or right over the half-court line as the Falcons look like they are going to take for the final shot. As there is 10 seconds on the 5 seconds between the game clock and shot clock. Swings it over to Pegram. Pegram down into Alston. Blocked by Keys. Nice off the glass. Gives it to Coach with 5 seconds remaining. Swings it up to Jay. Jay over to Taylor. Taylor with a three. Good. Will Taylor able to bury a three before the sound or the buzzer sounds, as the Fighting Scots will take a 45-40 halftime lead, as you are listening and watching Vulcan basketball.
Vulcan basketball is back at Bloomsburg, at East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
Welcome back here to Macomb Fieldhouse in Edinboro, Pennsylvania, as the Fighting Scots lead 45-40 heading into the second half. And before we get in this second half, we have a special announcement. It is the color man Johnny's, what are you, 35 now? 35th birthday.
28.
He is 42 with 3 kids, and he has them all lined up back here with us. So happy birthday, Johnny.
Well, no, this broadcast went south real quick.
As we head back to action, Edinboro will have the basketball first here on the left side. Simpson, guarded by Pegram, finds Keys. Keys with a right wing 3 off the glass, no iron, rebounded by Collins. Collins in fast break, brings it across the timeline, kicks it off to Alston in the left corner. Alston, left corner, jumper, good. Nice job by Collins to push the pace here early in the second half. And the Vulcans cut it to a 3-point lead.
Yeah, you know, Coach Sankum talked to him and made a few adjustments and try to come out here and start off hot.
Yeah, you definitely know Danny Sancombe with a light bench, very light bench tonight, definitely made some key adjustments as Robertson has it at the top of the key. 3 over Collins, no good. Rebounded by Pegram. Pegram pushing the pace here on the left side. Goes by Coach. Looks like went to the body of Keys. And it looks like Dominic Keys is going to pick up the foul, as that is his second, team's first here in the second half. Pegram will head to the line for 2.
Pegram, who's had the hot hand so far, or looks to keep it up here in the second half.
Yeah, nice job by the Vulcans here in the first half, as Phil Alston had 14, Pegram had 12, and Boswell had 11, as Pegram and Boswell were in foul trouble, as Pegram's first free throw here to the right is up and good.
That's looking at the scoreboard. You got 3 players for the Vulcans in double digits already. The 2 for Edinboro. Oh, it's definitely been a shooting gallery for sure, or the best way to put it today up here at Edinboro.
Pegram's second foul shot is up and good, as Robertson has it on the right wing. Going against Collins, kicks out to Coach. Coach over to Jay. Jay, left wing 3, no good. Rebound by Coach. He puts it up and in. Nice job with the offensive rebound by Coach to get position on Pegram and Collins as the Fighting Scots extend their lead to 3. Slaughter has it on the right wing, kicks it to Boswell at the top of the key, over to Boswell on the left. Boswell swings it to Alston, gives it back to Slaughter. Slaughter, bounce pass to Alston, stolen by Simpson. Simpson in fast break against Slaughter, looking for something, pulls up, jumper on the left side, no good. Rebounded by Pegram up at the left hand, no good. And it's a rebound by Jay. Simpson will run the offense, bringing it across the timeline.
Looks like they're going to slow it down a little bit. I'd shake up the momentum that the Vulcans had to start off the half here.
Yeah, as we saw that first 2 minutes of the game, each team running back and forth as Robertson has it, swings it down to Coach here on the block, guarded by Collins. With a fadeaway jumper, it looks like he sold it a little bit. That's going to be a foul on Zion Collins. That's his first, team's first, as Kyrie Coach will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, it looks like he got away with one. I thought Collins had all ball on that one.
Yeah, it looks like Zion definitely had a hand in his face. I'm not sure if Kyrie had a little acting to go with that, but he got the call, and he's going to the line for 2. First one up, good. Kyrie Coach extends the lead to 4 for the Vulcans. For the Fighting Scots. Second one up, good. 7:55 here to go as the Fighting Scots hold a 5-point lead. Collins brings it across the timeline, swings it over to Boswell on the right side. Boswell back to Slaughter, over to Alston on the left wing. Alston guarded by Keys, swings it off to Collins. Collins in the middle of the paint, turns around, jumper, good. Zion Collins starting to get hot here in the second half with a little turnaround jumper, nice touch on the basket to cut this lead to 3.
That's something if you're Edinboro, you don't want to happen. When Collins gets hot, he gets hot.
And we've seen that definitely this season. Zion can definitely take over a game very quickly. As Robertson has it in the low post, dribbles it off his foot. Pegram had it, fallen out of bounds, had to let it go, and Edinboro will retain possession.
Definitely getting a little sloppy here first couple minutes into the second half, but after being off for 2 weeks, you kind of expected it with a little bit of rust.
Yeah, it's a little tough when you don't play for 2 weeks as Robertson puts up a three from the left wing. It's good. Deontay Robertson starting to pick up where he left off here in the first half as he leads all scorers with 15 as the Fighting Scots lead 52-46 with 16:55 to play. Pegram, top of the key, three, good. Answers back. Brent Pegram, been the senior leader all year long, and if you leave him open with not a hand in his face, he'll make it hurt. And he did right there as the lead is cut down back to three again. Keys has it on the top, swings it over to the coach in the right wing. Coach dribble drive, kicks out to Jay, the top of the left. Air ball, rebounded by Pegram. Pegram pushes it in transition to the left. Doesn't have numbers, pulls it back out to Collins. Collins swings it over to Boswell. Boswell dribbles, gets in, throws it up off the glass, no good. But we're going to get a blocking foul on number 15, Alex J, his second, team second. And Preston Boswell will head to the free throw line.
Other than Pegram, I think Boswell is probably one of the most physical players on this roster for the Vulcan. As we saw how he drove the lane there. Not an easy guy to bring down either. Yeah,
and Preston Boswell, definitely another senior leader. A very good hustle player and does a lot for Coach Sancombe as both of his free throws are up and good as the Vulcans have cut this lead to one. Fighting Scots lead 52-51, 16:15 to go here in the second half. Simpson brings it across, guarded by Pegram. Gets a screen from Keys, pulls up from right wing, good. Jaron Simpson with a right wing three, and he extends this lead back to four. Pegram brings it down quickly. Vulcans back into the offense. Pegram, crossover, in the middle of the lane, gets it stolen away. Simpson on the fast break, has numbers, tries to split both defenders, and we look like tried to split both defenders, got the foul, and it looks like it's going to go against DJ Slaughter. That is his second, Vulcan's second foul of the half, as we are going to take a commercial timeout as the Fighting Scots lead 55-51 here in the second half.
Vulcan basketball is back at Bloomsburg, at East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
And we are back here in Macomb Fieldhouse at Edinboro, Pennsylvania, as the Fighting Scots hold a 55-50 lead over the Vulcans. And what we've seen here, we've picked up where they left off in the first half. Both teams want to get up and down very quickly, and we've kind of seen that here in the first 5 minutes of action.
Yeah, we were talking about wild card weekend. This game's definitely been a wild card for sure, because you never know who's going to be putting up points, what's going to be called a foul. Or
yeah, it is wild card weekend here on this fine Saturday as the Raiders and Bengals will kick off here in 15 minutes, if you didn't know, as Simpson's first shot, foul shot to the left, is up and good. And all for you Buffalonians and you New Yorkers, your Buffalo Bills will take on Billy Belichick and the New England Patriots for the nightcap. Second foul shot up, good.
You say we also got one NFC matchup too. I can't remember which one that is off the top of my head.
Simpson extends the lead to 7 as the Vulcans have it down here. Pegram, top of the key, step back, dribbles between the legs against Jay. Kicks it out to Boswell. Right corner three, no good. Rebound by Alston coming out of nowhere. Puts it up with the right hand and good. Philip Alston coming out of nowhere and doing what he does best, cleaning up the glass. And they cut this lead to 5.
Alston doing like Randy Orton out of nowhere.
Simpson gets a screen from Keys, swings it out to Jay. Jay in the middle of the lane, floater up. No good as it rims out, rebound Slaughter. Pegram pushing the pace up the left side. Has Coates against him. Gives it off to Collins. Collins gets in the middle of the paint. Looks for Boswell. Boswell, dribble drive, comes back out to Alston for a right corner three. It's up and no good. Rebound by Coates. Simpson brings it across the timeline, guarded by Pegram. Swings it over to Coates, give it off to Jay. Jay swings it back over to Simpson to Robertson. Robertson guarded by Collins on the right corner. Robertson, one dribble, pull up, no good. Rebounded by Coates. Coates with the offensive board, tries to put it up, no call. Rebounded by Alston. Pegram pushing the pace for the Vulcans. Comes down to the right side. Got a screen from Alston. Puts it up. Oh, a little underneath the hoop with the right hand off the glass.
Definitely a highlight reel shot there.
Nice job by Brent Pegram to use the rim as a defender and hold off Keys, as Keys definitely has about 6-7 inches on him. He was able to spin it off the glass for two. Keys has it on the right wing, gives it off to Coates. Coates guarded by Boswell. Coates going to the baseline, skips it over to Simpson in the left wing. And we are going to have a reach-in foul on Brent Pegram. That's going to be his third. Definitely not a call Coach Sancombe likes to see. With 14 minutes to go, his star point guard's picking up 3 fouls, as Slaughter will take a seat and Borden will re-enter. Pegram just got to be careful in the next 14 minutes. Simpson has it here on the left wing. Swings it over to Jay. Jay pump fakes, go in the middle of the lane, dumps it off for Keys. Nice hands by Borden to tip it away. Collins comes away with it. Collins down the left side. Going against Simpson, pulls it back out, swings it over to Pegram. Pegram had it in his hands, and it is a turnover for the Vulcans.
You could see Pegram just had to look at disgust because he knew he had it too.
Yeah, he definitely had a wide open three right in front of him, as you don't see Brent Pegram make too many mistakes like that. As the Vulcans will turn it back over to the Fighting Scots as they trail 57-54 with 13:46 to go.
Now we've seen this one earlier. One of the teams got a somewhat of a comforting lead, and then it just turned on the next minute.
Coates with a foul line jumper, no good. Alston with the rebound, gives it up to Pegram on the fast break. Pegram in the middle, gives it off to Borden. Borden back to Pegram on the left side. Pegram with a left corner three, no good. Rebound by Phillip Alston. Alston backing down, and he is going to get a charge call on Phillip Alston. That's his second. His second, team's fourth.
Alston's second foul.
As the Vulcans will give it right back to the Fighting Scots with 13:18 to go here in the second half.
4 against Cal for the half.
Jay and Coates will take a seat for the Fighting Scots. Springs and Moore will re-enter.
A little miscommunication there by the bench for Edinboro. They thought one of the guys they were playing short-handed.
Yeah, excuse me about that. Springs is in, Coates is still in, Moore is in. It looks like Keys takes a seat. Simpson has it in the left wing, guarded by Pegram. Looking for Robertson on the baseline. Has it in the low block, guarded by Collins. Trying to back him down. Collins holding his own, spin around, fadeaway jumper, good. Deontay Robertson really knows how to use his body, is very efficient for what he can do with the basketball. Collins brings it across quickly, guarded by Simpson. Gives it off to Pegram at the top of the key. Pegram drives down the left lane, tries to put it up, loses it. Had it knocked out of bounds, and the Vulcans will retain possession.
Yeah, I think Keys might have caught that one.
Looks like Borden will take it out underneath his own hoop. Gives it in to Phil Alston. Alston guarded by Moore, kicks it out to Collins. Collins, left side three, no good. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around by Alston. Collins comes up with it, swings it over to Pegram. Pegram, nice dribble drive, gets the defenders come over, gives it to Alston. Alston's going to be fouled, but he will go to the line for two. That's a foul on number 11, Jaron Simpson, his third. As you look at the replay, nice job by Pegram, able to just get penetration and find Alston right in the middle, as Alston will go to the line for two.
Yeah, good passing there by the Vulcan, and getting that extra pass, drew the foul, and now set it up that the Vulcans are shooting, cut this lead down on the 4 now.
As Alston's first free throw to the right is up and good. Second one coming. Alston's second foul shot rims around, sitting on the top. Will it fall? And it does. That's what you call the shooter's touch, as Phillip Alston has his 17th point of the night and cuts this lead to 3. The Vulcans come, bring pressure, full court pressure, throws it up to Springs. Springs back to Robertson. Robertson dribbles into a three-pointer, rattles around, no good. Rebound by Will Taylor, and he just lost it out of bounds. Vulcans will retain possession. A nice job by Will Taylor coming in off the bench. Just lost it coming out of bounds. Springs will again provide the full court pressure to Pegram. Pegram brings it up to the top left. Gets a screen from Alston, denies it. Gets in the middle of the lane, floater with the right hand. It's up and good. Brent Pegram trying to take over this ball game right now as he has 21 points on the night as the Vulcans continue with the full court pressure. Robertson has it. Him and Simpson going back and forth. Throws it back to Simpson. Gives it up to Will Taylor on the right. Back to Simpson on the right side of the floor. Gets a screen from Moore. Simpson, jumper from the foul line. No good. Rebound Moore. Moore puts a shoulder into him, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul. As you definitely, Terrence Moore could not lower the shoulder when he get that back, and he got caught.
So this is not the football field for sure.
As we're going to have a media timeout. As we look at the replays earlier in the half, Phil Alston with a nice little left corner jumper to get the Vulcans rolling here in the second half. As a shot come up, Coach was able to get the position between Collins and Pegram and definitely get the bucket for the Fighting Scots. Collins able to dribble, drive, turn around jumper. We've seen him do it multiple times in his career, the 1,000-point score as he surpassed this year. As we see Coates find Robertson. Robertson doing what he's done all night long as thinks a corner three. Pegram comes right back with it, answers with a three of his own. Nobody 5 feet in front of him as the Vulcans, as you can see Simpson here, Simpson comes down with a three right here on the right wing and is able to keep the Fighting Scots into this. As you can see, Pegram using the screen from Alston, a nice little dribble drive in the side, was able to use the right hand up and under and finish on the right hand of the glass with some spin. Pegram's, as we look at that again, he calls it the magician layup, as he was able to put some finesse on that ball and put it into the hoop. As you can see, 59-58, Vulcans trail, but we've seen these two teams go back and forth. That was kind of the story of the women's game.
Yeah, nobody can get a major lead. As we see in the biggest lead tonight, it's been a 8-point lead that the Fighting Scots have had, and Cal, you like a lumberjack, chopped away at a hit and brought this back to a 1-point game now.
And that was a nice job by the Vulcans as momentum swung, as that when the technical occurred earlier or later in the first half. As we get back to action, as Pegram is double team, swings it over to Borden on the left side. Borden in the middle of the lane, kicks out to Collins to the left corner three, and it's good. Nice job by Borden to find Collins in the left, and the Vulcans take a 2-point lead.
Can't let Collins open like that. He'll shoot that all day, every day.
As we can see, Zion Collins can get hot in a heartbeat as the Vulcans clinch to a 2-point lead with less than 11 minutes to go. Robertson has it on the left wing, guarded by Boswell. Simpson has it on the right wing, kicks it out to Springs. Springs, right corner, three, good. Springs answers back for the Fighting Scots as they take a 1-point lead with 10:48 remaining. Springs, as you can see, has definitely had the duty of guarding Pegram, full court, as Coach will re-enter the game. For Robertson will take a seat, I have a feeling just for a couple minutes, or actually a couple seconds, just to catch his breath. Springs applying the full court pressure to Pegram. Pegram gets across the timeline, comes down the middle of the lane, nobody's there, up with the left hand and good. The senior vet coming down the middle of the lane, get past Springs, nobody was there to help, and he gives the Vulcans a lead.
We've seen Pegram do that multiple times, just take it the full length of the court himself and put it up, and that's why he's leading all scorers right now.
Edinboro able to break Cal's press as Simpson has it on the right wing. Drives in the middle of the lane, he lost it. Looks like it was knocked out of his hands, and it's going to stay here with the Fighting Scots. Simpson has it under his own hoop, looking to get it in, throws it into Moore. Moore has it at the top of the right wing, gives it over to Taylor, swings it over to Simpson on the baseline. Simpson gives it to Coates. Coates up with the left hand and good. Nice job by Simpson to get some space in between, and Coates was able to finish. Zion Collins comes right back down to the left side, and Coates swats it away.
Definitely been a SWAT show for sure. We saw Phil Alston with 3 of them, I think, in 5 minutes in the first half, and we've seen 2 of them by Edinboro in this half.
Yeah, there's a lot of length playing on the floor right now. As you can see, these guys like to play above the rim, and that's what you love to see. Borden throws it in to Alston, who throws it over to Pegram on the left wing. Looking for a screen from Alston. Pegram gets it. Brings back, has Coates on. Dribbles down the right lane. Tries to get it to Alston. Coates takes it away. Coates pushing the pressure. Throws it up to Springs. Tips it away. He's able to retain it. Gives it to Simpson. Simpson with the right hand. Rattles around, and it's up and good. And it looks like we're going to have a foul on Borden.
Borden trying to plead his case.
Number 10,
It looked like it was a little late with that call, but Simpson got the call, and Dylan Borden's going to pick up his second foul. Team's 5th as Simpson's going to go to the line to try to finish 3.
number 5. Simpson will be at the line.
Fighting Scots currently hold on to a 3-point lead with 9:41 to go. Simpson's foul shot up and good. He leads the Fighting Scots with 20. Pegram brings it across the timeline, guarded by Pegram swings it over to Borden. Back over to Boswell. Boswell dribbles down to the right lane, throws it up with the right hand, no good. Rebound by Terrence Moore.
I think the Scots might have got away with that one. A little bit of contact there.
Coach brings it back, guarded by Collins. He gets in the middle lane, spins, stomps it off to Will Taylor. Blocked by Phil Alston, but there's going to be a foul. And it looks like it's going to go against Phil Alston. That's going to be his 3rd, team 6th. And it looks like Will Taylor will go to the line for 2.
Number 6. Will Taylor at the line. 2.
The 6'2 freshman's first free throw is up and good. As the Fighting Scots extend their lead to 5 with 9:14 to go here in the second half. Second one up, good. Well, the Vulcans down right now 6 with 9:11 to go. Got to find a way to put the ball in the hole as they've been scoreless here for a couple minutes. Nice pass by Brent Pegram to find Collins in the middle of the lane. He just couldn't finish, but he's going to go to the line for 2 as Will Taylor will pick up his second foul. That's the team's 5th as Collins will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, both teams starting to get in the foul trouble here.
As you can see, we talked about the Vulcans having a very short bench. They got to be careful. A couple guys, as Collins' first free throw is off the rim and no good. As Alston and Pegram both have 3. Collins' second foul shot up is no good. Rebounded by Taylor.
Got to make those, especially in a close one like this.
Yeah, every point counts at this point, and those 2 free throws from Collins, I know he's hitting himself over those 2. As we get back to action, Coates with a nice pass to Moore, and Moore slams it home with 2. As it looks like the Vulcans are going to take a timeout. As we look at the highlight here, Coates had it on the right wing. It looks like Moore just got past Alston. He flushed it with 2. As you can see, the Fighting Scots hold a 71-63 lead with 8:48 to go. Johnny, what more could we talk about? I mean, if you look at the highlights here, Springs really got the Fighting Scots back into this game with that corner 3 as you see Pegram coming down the middle lane right after it. Nobody picking him up. The weak side defense did not step in. Pegram was able to lay it in with the left hand. And Simpson right here taking a baseline, going to Coates. Coates able to take on the contact and lay it in with the left hand. As we go in transition, thought this was going to be a turnover for the Fighting Scots. Springs was able to control it, and finds Simpson coming down, cutting through the lane, was able to get it. And if you look at the replay again of the dunk, nice job by Coates to find Moore, and Moore finished it with a two-hand slam.
Yeah, Moore found a hole in the coverage and just threw it down with authority.
And this was kind of what we saw in the first game, Johnny. I mean, both men and women's games have gone back and forth, and it was that one spark that each team had and kind of carried them towards the finish. What do you see here with 8:48 to go here? What do the Vulcans need to do to get back into this?
For the Vulcan side of things, just simplify it a little bit more, or make sure your passes are going to who you are trying to intend them to, who take good shots. Make Edinboro play your game. I say this all the time on every broadcast. Make them play your game. Hey, don't mean to sound like Coach Brooks from Miracle, but that's what it is. Make them play your game.
And that's it right now with 8:48 to go. Fighting Scots hold a 71-63 lead. Alston inbounds to Pegram. Pegram bringing it across the timeline, looking, guarded by Springs. Goes right by Springs, dumps it off to Alston. Alston lost it, has it. And we are going to have a tie-up with Alston and looks like it's going to be Alston and Coates with the jump ball that favors the Vulcans. The Vulcans will take it out underneath their own hoop. Borden looking, tries to get it to Alston, doesn't. Throws it back into Alston. Alston has it in the left wing. Sees Collins at the top of the key. Swings it over to Pegram. Pegram, left wing three, no good. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Coates.
A little bit of contact there.
Robertson will bring it across the timeline. Gets a screen from Moore at the foul line. Looking to dribble drive. Comes through, picks it up his dribble. Looking, finds Springs. Springs from the top of the key three, no good. Rebounded by Borden. Borden pushing the pace, off the Pegram. Pegram off the glass, no good, but Philip Alston there to finish it off. Springs brings it across the timeline for the Fighting Scots. Taylor has it, swings it over to Robertson. Robertson looking, finds Coates. Coates gets a screen from Moore. Looking, has Alston on him. Dumps it down into Moore. Moore with the left hand, no good. Rebound, Preston Boswell. Boswell brings it across, gives it up to Borden. Borden back to Boswell with a right three, no good, off the back of the rim. Boswell gets his own rebound, goes into Moore, and he's going to go to the line for two. Nice job by Preston Boswell. Following his shot, nobody was there to box him out, as we will head to a commercial timeout as the Fighting Scots hold a 71-65 lead with 7:27 to go here in the second half.
Vulcan basketball is back at Bloomsburg, at East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
And welcome back here to Macomb Fieldhouse in Edinboro, Pennsylvania, as the Vulcans are trailing 71-65 with 7:27 to go here in the second half, as Preston Boswell was heading to the line for two shots for the Vulcans, as Boswell has 13 points on the evening. Three Vulcans in double figures tonight. Boswell's first free throw up and good. Pegram leads all scorers right now with 23 points. Alston with 19. And Boswell, with a second free throw off no good, has 14. Rebounded by Keys.
Yeah, just short chain that one. And the arch was good, but just doinked it right off the front of the iron.
Definitely something they got to look forward to. If you're going to have free throws, you got to hit them down the stretch. As coach brings it across, guarded by Boswell. Boswell gives it up to Simpson. Simpson down to the block to Robertson. Robertson going to work on Collins. With the right-handed hook. That's off the rim, off the glass, and in. And Deontay Robertson has 19 points. Boswell pushes it across, off the right lane. No good, but a putback dunk by Philip Alston.
Where did he come from? Out of nowhere.
Nice job by Boswell to just put it up there, but Philip Alston doing what he does best, cleaning up the glass with a putback. Springs has it down here in the left corner, swings it over to Coates. Coates looking, guarded by Boswell, gets a screen from Keys. Coates dribble drive in the middle of the lane. Tries to get it to Keys, no good. Gets stolen, tipped by Alston. Borden gives it up to Alston. Alston puts it up off the rim, no good. Rebound still tapped around. Borden gets it, swings it out to Pegram. Pegram to Collins. Collins with a three, no good. And we are going to have, the ball is going to stay on the right side of the floor. It looks like Springs is going to get called with the foul. And if we go back to the putback dunk. Boswell had it nicely, but Philip Alston using the athleticism and just slamming it home. He's done it all year. We talked about, I've said it personally myself, watching him play. I think could be the most improved PSAC player in the league this year as he goes to the line for two here to the right. Alston's first, up and good.
Definitely needed that one to break up the run here for Edinboro.
Yeah, Philip Alston definitely ending the scoring drought for the Vulcans. Second one up and good. You love to see that with a big man is clutch when it comes down to free throws, as they are definitely going to need his presence as they are trail 73-70 with 6:10 here to go in the second half. Robertson brings it across, a little dribble hand off to Simpson. Simpson back to Robertson. Robertson pull up, three, no good. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Pegram. Pegram pushing the tempo. Down to the right side, gets a screen from Alston, goes baseline. Finds Collins in the left wing, goes out to Boswell. Boswell, a little fake pass to Alston. And lays it up for two. And Coach Pat Cleary calls a timeout, but what a job by Preston Boswell. A little fake out right here. As we go back to the replay, Collins got it over to Boswell. Boswell able to beat Jay. A little fake off the Keys. Was able to get Keys guessing. Was able to lay it in for two as he cut this lead to 73-72.
Yeah, definitely a big one there as we look now at the upcoming schedule and then wrapping it up the home schedule that week with Seton Hill. Then we have Slippery Rock, Pitt, Johnstown on travel to Shepherd, IUP, and back here against Edinboro once again.
It's a good. I've always said the PSAC is a very tough conference, both East and West. And we talked about the COVID-19 protocols. Just stay up to date on your school's websites and social medias, as games are bound to change. As we get back to action, Simpson has on the right wing, guarded by Pegram, looking to pass it off. Simpson still has it. Both players go bump heads, it looks like. Both players down on the ground right now. Looks like Pegram is going to pick up his foul. That's going to be Pegram's fourth, with team sixth.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but you are right. That is the foul for Pegram. As
we go back to the highlights, you could see both. It was a clean play, just a freak accident. Both just bumped heads, and it looked both of them right now down on the floor, both sitting up, which is good to see. Something kind of in this game that you don't want to see. Such a close contest and such a competitive contest with 5:35 to go. You never want to see someone come out with an injury. It does look like there is some blood. It looks like Simpson has a towel pushed to his head. And it looks like Pegram is being worked on by the athletic trainer as well. Both of them are sitting up, which is good to see.
Yeah, those ones had some force with it.
They did. It was a clean play, just kind of a freak accident right now, but the bad thing is Pegram does pick up his fourth foul as Pegram is up and walking off under his own power, which is nice to see. Looks like DJ Slaughter will check in for the Vulcans as Simpson is up and walking with a towel compressed to his head. Hopefully he is okay as well.
Yeah, it looks like he did get busted open in there as they're attending to the floor right now.
As they are, and hopefully both players are okay and able to return. Hopefully Simpson looks like he took kind of the brunt of that. Hopefully he is all right as well, as the Fighting Scots lead 73-72 with 5:35 to go here in the second half. It's been a very tight contest, a very good contest, between both teams. Both teams haven't played nearly 2-3 weeks. As you can see, some miscues, some opportunities that they're not taking advantage of. But that'll happen when you don't play for 2 to 3 weeks. The chemistry is kind of off. The Vulcans bench is kind of slim tonight just because of some COVID-19 protocols. But they're doing well. Down 1, 5:35 to go. Hopefully Brent Pegram can re-enter the game here very soon. Same thing for Jaron Simpson, a very key contributor towards the Edinboro Fighting Scots offense. As both, if we look at some replays, we saw Boswell earlier, or just a couple possessions ago, being able to get out keys up with the right hand. As we can see, Preston Boswell, definitely a senior leader on this team, with Pegram on the bench right now. He's kind of going to have to step up. We know Zion Collins can step up for them as well, and Philip Alston is another one who all can score at any will.
That's what we've seen in this team is made of scorers, so it's just a matter of who is it going to be that's going to step up. If you had to ask me, I'd say probably it's going to be either Boswell or Phil Alston, or even Zion Collins. One of those three are going to be the leader going forward with the 5 and some change left to go. And
we saw earlier this year, as Pegram did miss a game because of an injury, and Collins kind of took the reins of that, as Robertson goes to the line for a 1-and-1, and he sinks the first one. Robertson's second one up on the left side, up and good. So he extends the Fighting Scot lead back to 3. Borden will take over the point guard duties as Pegram goes back to the table. That's good to see. Boswell over to Collins. Collins over to Philip Alston. Alston back up to Collins. Collins thought about a 3. No. Gives it out to Slaughter. Slaughter, pump fake. Swings it back over to Alston. Alston going back and down Keys. Tries to put it up. Keys able to get a hand on it. Bounce directly back to Philip Alston. And Alston puts it back up his first 25th point of the night. Deontay Robertson brings it across. Less than 5 minutes to go. Coates gets a screen from Keys. And Philip Alston's about to pick up his 4th foul. And Coach Sancombe is not too pleased with his big men right now, as I'm not sure what Philip Alston was trying to get there, as he was trying to tip it away from Coates. But he's got to be careful as well, as the big man picks up his 4th foul, and Coates goes to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah, definitely don't want to lose him at this point in time of the game.
Especially with a light bench, it's going to be hard to, with the size and the strength of Edinboro. Looks like Coach's free throw is off, but it looks like we're going to have a violation. As the referees talk about it, it did look like Boswell and Philip Alston were leaning in, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a violation on the Vulcans, as Coach will get another chance at a 1-and-1. Coach's free throws up, rattles off the rim, off the glass, and falls. Coach is in the double digits as he has 11 here for the Fighting Scots. Second one up, good. Coach extends the lead to 3. Pegram back into the ball game for the Vulcans, which is good to see. Demands the offense, brings it across the timeline, gets a screen from Philip Alston. Kicks it out to Boswell. Boswell dribbles into the middle of the paint, tries to put it up, doesn't get it. Swings it back out to Collins. Collins gives it to Pegram. Pegram over to Borden. Borden for a left 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Battling right now between Keys and Alston, and Philip Alston comes away with it, tries to put it up, but he's going to go to the line for 2.
Definitely, this should turn into a wild one. Buckle up, folks.
Yeah, if you look at the replay here, it looks like Keys, Alston, We're definitely arm in arm with that, and Philip Alston come away with it. He's going to go to the line for 2. First one is up and good, as Dominic Keys will pick up his 3rd foul. That's the team's 8th. Alston's 2nd one up. No, rattles out. Preston Boswell with the offensive rebound. Vulcans will remain possession here on the right.
That's a big rebound here at this point in the game.
Pegram with a right wing 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Coates. Coates brings it up to Will Taylor. Taylor tries to put it up off the glass, and it's up and good. Nice job by Coates to push the pace. Pegram got it up to Alston. Alston was trying to back down Coates, and Coates is going to pick up the foul, as that is going to be Coach's 1st, team's 9th. Phil Alston's going to have a chance at a 1-and-1. 4:12 left to go here in the 2nd half. Edinboro leads 79-75, and Philip Alston's looking to cut into that deficit. 26 points tonight, and the big man is doing all he can. First one's up off the front of the rim and falls in. Alston has another one coming. It looks like Gabe Jimerson sitting at the table to come in for Alston. Second one's up good, and that's what he's doing. Alston with 4 fouls. Sancombe, Coach Sancombe doing the offense for defense type deal with 4:12 to go. Got to be careful because both Pegram and Alston both have 4.
You don't want to lose either one of those guys going down the stretch. You still got 4 minutes left.
Keys has it at the top of the key. Hands off to Coates. Coates, no, fakes a 3, no good. Dribble drive, get in the middle of the lane. But we have a jump ball. Nice job by Collins to get his hands in there. Just had his hands on there for a good couple seconds. The arrow is going to favor the Fighting Scots. We are going to have a media timeout as we will go to a commercial break as the Fighting Scots lead 79-77 with 3:58 here to go in the 2nd half.
Vulcan basketball is back at Bloomsburg, at East Stroudsburg. Women at Bowie State. Men home versus Carlow. Home versus Westchester. Home versus Millersville. Home versus Kutztown. Home versus IUP. At UPJ. At Shepherd. Home versus Slippery Rock. At Edinboro. At Clarion. At Mercyhurst. Home versus Gannon. Home versus Seton Hill. At Slippery Rock. Home versus Pitt Johnstown. Women at Salem. At IUP. Home versus Edinboro. At Seton Hill. Home versus Clarion. Home versus Mercyhurst. At Gannon. Follow the Vulcans live on CUTV Sports 1, on the PSAC Digital Network, and at calvulcans.com.
And welcome back to Edinboro, Pennsylvania, here in Macomb Fieldhouse, as the Vulcans currently trail 79-77 with under 4 minutes to go here in the 2nd half. Johnny, we've said it before, we'll say it again, buckle up, because these next 3:58 is going to be one to remember.
Yeah, definitely been a wild season so far. Hard to watch, as the Vulcans have had some nail biters already this year.
It has, and with 3:58 to go, 2 of their top players with 4 fouls. Coach Sancombe definitely has to be careful what goes on through here in the next less than 4 minutes. Jay will take it out underneath, gives it to Taylor, and Taylor lowers the shoulder. Well, I'll tell you, Pegram definitely took one right to the chest as he is down once again. And he's being helped up by his teammates. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit, but nice job. And I'll tell you, that's a very gutsy chance right there to take that charge with just 4 fouls. And if that goes the other way, he's done for the game. But nice job by Brent Pegram, to stand there and take the charge, as Will Taylor will pick up his 3rd, as the Vulcans will be in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, that one was kind of blatant, and he just dropped the boom hammer on him.
I think in that media timeout, I think Coach Clear tried to set up a play kind of for that reasoning, and it kind of went against him. Collins has it on the right wing, guarded by Robertson. Swings it over to Pegram. Pegram has the top of the key. Drives, try to put it up. No good, but he's going to have a foul. Foul is going to be called on number 3. It's going to go against Kyrie Coates. That's his second. As Pegram is going to go to the line for 2. If you look at the replay here, Pegram got to that left side, was able to get that shot up. It looked like Coates just brought his arms down, and Pegram's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Coates is trying to plead his case, but referee wasn't hearing it.
As Pegram sinks the first one, cut this lead to 1. Alston takes a seat. Jimerson comes back in. Pegram's second foul shot up and good, and we're tied at 79 all with 3:42 to go.
It's been a while since we said it was a tie ball game.
It has. The Fighting Scots have led most of this second half as the Vulcans have battled their way back to a tie with 3:32 to go here. Robertson puts it down to Keys. Dominic Keys working on Jimerson. Nice job by Jimerson to keep his hands straight up. Jay falls. I'm not sure what happened there. Holding the ankle. Borden throws it up to Boswell. Boswell gives it to Pegram. Pegram brings it out. And we're going to have a stoppage in play as Jay is up on his feet, limping a little bit. Looks like he twisted the ankle as he walks off with a limp a little bit, as Springs will come back into the game. Alston re-enters. Jimerson takes a seat.
Yeah, it looks like Springs might have just slipped there going and down. Oh, and they're going to take a look at that ankle now.
Pegram swings it to Bourne. Bourne, right 3, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Keys. It doesn't look like Coach Sancombe wanted that shot so quickly. Robertson brings it down, guarded by Alston. Springs guarded by Bourne. Brings it back to Robertson. Robertson in the middle of the paint, puts up a floater. Off the rim, no good. Keys knocked it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Vulcans.
This play right here could be big for the Vulcan. Is that missed shot, and now you get the ball back with under 3 to go.
Yeah, this is a huge possession coming in for the Vulcans. They have not led for a very good amount of time as they could take the lead right here. Collins has it on the right wing, gives it to Alston in the right corner. Alston going against Keys, pulls up. Good. Nice job by Philip Alston. Knows he's got 4 fouls. He's got 30 on the night as he gives the Vulcans an 81-79 lead. Coach brings it across, guarded by Boswell. Gives it off to Robertson in the top of the key. Robertson puts up a 3, the top of the key, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Philip Alston. Throws it up to Boswell, gives it back to Pegram. Pegram will bring it up slowly as the Vulcans try to set up the offense with 2:10 to go here in regulation. Alston has it on the left wing. Swings it over back to Pegram. Pegram says a 3, no, dribbles back, gets in the middle of the lane, puts it up, no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2 as Brent Pegram is doing a little shake and bake, and he can show you he has the handles. As you look at here, he had Will Taylor in the air and was able to get Dom Keys with the foul. That's Keys' 4th as Pegram will go to the line for 2.
I believe that's 3 players now for the Fighting Scots with 3 or more fouls now all here in the game. As
Pegram's first free throw is up and good, he extends the Vulcan lead to 3. Second one up, good. Brent Pegram extends the lead to 4. 1:57 to go here in the second half. The Vulcans lead 83-79. Springs leading the offense right now, has it at the top of the key. Goes down to the right side, puts a shoulder down. Pegram hits the deck. Robertson with the rebound, swings it out to Coates. Coates gets in the middle of the lane, puts it up off the glass, it rattles around and falls.
Well, there wasn't a couple fouls called there. It could have went either way.
Yeah, nice job by Philip Alston going straight up in the air. And we're going to have a timeout here as Coach Sancombe wants to talk it over as the Vulcans lead 83-81. As we go back to a replay, Philip Alston with a nice little right wing jumper, having 4 fouls. He knows what to do with these. He's been in this league multiple times. And right now with 30 points, 1:29 to go, this is kind of do or die right now. Both teams got to execute and got to communicate well.
Yeah, Cal, you're just going to have to make the best of this possession. And you're up 2 with 1.5 minutes left in regulation time. And so play some smart basketball all and try not to turn it over.
Yeah, this is a huge possession for the Vulcans. They can extend this lead to 4 with a minute and a half remaining here in the second half. Philip Alston and Brent Pegram combining for 57 of the Vulcans' 83. Collins throws it into Pegram. Pegram has it at the top of the left, right in front of the half-court line. Looks like they are going to be holding it. A little bit of stall action here from the Vulcans. Pegram gets a screen from Alston, goes down to the right side. It's up and good. Nice job by Brent Pegram, knowing Keys had 4 fouls. Try to go right into him, and there you have it. Coates has it here on the left wing. Dribble drive on Boswell. Scoop with the right hand, up no good. Keys offensive rebound. It is up and no good, but there's going to be a foul. And the way he's walking, it's looking like it's going against Philip Alston. And that'll be his 5th.
Number 1, Philip Alston.
That is something the Vulcans did not need. And it's kind of just a freak foul. Is he really nothing he could do? As Philip Alston will leave the game with 30 points tonight.
Dominique Keys will be at the line.
As
Yeah, definitely a bit. That's going to hurt there on the offense. And like you said, it was a freakish foul there.
Yeah, there was not much for Alston to do as Keys just kind of got the offensive rebound and put it in. Alston was kind of just underneath him. But you got to give credit to the big fella. He's played well all night long. He's caused problems for Edinboro. And right now, there is a small lineup here on the floor for the Vulcans as Keys will go to the line. Borden, Slaughter, Collins, Boswell, and Pegram on the floor for the Vulcans. Springs, Keys, Coates, Will Taylor, and Robertson on the floor for the Fighting Scots. As Keys' first free throw is off the back of the rim and no good.
This is a lot of stuff. I've heard the crowd held for most of the game.
Keys' second free throw up and good, and it looks like Edinboro will be pulling on a full court press. 85-82, less than 50 seconds to go here in regulation. They get it across. Borden has it in the corner. He looks like he's getting trapped. He has it. A lot of hands getting into there. It looks like Collins was able to get the timeout for Cal U, and I believe that is their last. It is going to be a full timeout as we will head to commercial break as the Vulcans hold a 85-82 lead here in the second half.
Back by popular demand and better than ever is late night dining in the Natali Student Center. Join us starting Monday, October 18th at the hot spot for evening dining, Natali Evening Eats, located on the second floor of Natali next to Umami. Open Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and on weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Natali Evening Eats is a one-stop shop for your favorite menu items. Orders can be placed through our mobile app or at the designated Evening Eats kiosk. We can't wait to see you there.
And we are back here in Edinboro, Pennsylvania, in Macomb Fieldhouse as we have a good one for here, you folks, as it is 85-82, 43 seconds to go. As if you weren't listening, Philip Alston has fouled out of this basketball game, but the Vulcans do retain possession. It looks like Jaron Simpson has re-entered the game for the Fighting Scots as him and Pegram took that head-to-head blow earlier in this second half. It's good to see he is back in.
Yeah, they had to stitch him up a little bit, just to get that bleeding under control. Well, because those two hit pretty hard.
Pegram brings it across to the right side, guarded by Coates, looking like the double team him. Has it to Collins. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Collins notices, puts up a three at the top of the wing, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounds fought by Coates, and it looks like Keys, both of them had it, didn't realize it. Boswell comes up with it, and Pegram is going to go to the line for 2.
That is a big rebound for the Vulcans there. As they pull that one in, it looks like we're going to get a timeout, Edinboro.
And that's the thing. You really can't yell at both players from Edinboro, as both of them were crashing the glass. Both Keys and Coach didn't realize it was both of them on the same team, as Boswell was able to come up with it, and now Pegram is going to the line and is looking to extend this three-point lead. What a game we had here tonight, or today here, folks. As you look at the replay, it just fell out of Keys' hands. Boswell come up with it, and why not? Give it to your senior leader. Probably one of the best free throw shooters in the PSAC, is the best free throw shooter for the team right now.
And the leading scorer on the floor right now.
Exactly, with Phil Alston disqualified later in this second half. You got to give credit to Cal U. They've been able to hold it. They have a smaller lineup out there with a very limited bench. And now, right now, kind of Brent Pegram has a chance to put this game away.
Yeah, already up 3 right now. Oh, he gets another one, and that's a 2-possession game, and you got 19.6 on the clock.
Pegram, Collins, Slaughter, Boswell, and Borden on the floor for the Vulcans, as Pegram's first free throw is up and good. Simpson, Coates, Keys, Robertson, and Springs on the floor for the Fighting Scots. Pegram's second shot up is good as he extends the Vulcan lead to 5, as it looks like Barry will enter for Slaughter. Tyler Barry will enter the game. Springs takes it out under his own hoop, gives it up to Simpson. Simpson trying to get across the timeline. He does. Gives it up to Coach. Coach over to Robertson. Robertson left corner 3, no good. Rebound by Keys. Keys swings it over to Simpson. Simpson puts it up for 2 with 9.3 seconds to go. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. It looks like Edinboro called it. Both teams. I take that back, excuse me. Edinboro has 1 timeout remaining, as the Vulcans hold an 87-84 lead with 9.3 to go.
Yeah, these last 9 seconds are going to be very interesting for sure.
As looks like Slaughter will re-enter the game. As we look at some highlights, Collins has been hot all this second half with a corner 3. He was able to get that to fall. And then Simpson kicks it over to Springs. Springs was able to put up a right corner 3. That fell for him, as he's had the duty of putting full court pressure on Pegram all night. As you can see, Pegram was able to get in the middle of the lane, flip it up with the left hand, and he's kind of been the guy to go to, as he has 31 tonight. As we saw Coates, this is kind of where the game shifted, as Coates was able to find more for the two-handed slam. Boswell able to put it off the glass, and as we see, one of the most athletic big men in the league, Philip Alston, slamming it home with 2 hands for a putback. Collins swings it over to Boswell here, as Boswell is able to get past Jay. Nice little fake on Keys to put it up for an easy 2. As we get back to action, Collins is going to be taking it out. Edinboro applying the full court pressure. Gives it into Boswell. Boswell over to Collins. Collins back to Pegram. They're going to be, and they are playing keep away right now, as there's 3 seconds on the clock. Nice job by the Vulcans. Wasted 7 seconds. Able to just play keep away from Edinboro, as DJ Slaughter is going to go to the line, as Dominic Keys picked up his 5th foul. He is disqualified from the game. And Slaughter has a chance to put this game away with 2.1 seconds to go.
Yeah. He makes one. That is going to be put the icing on the cake here.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance to put the nail in the coffin, as DJ Slaughter has started today for the Vulcans due to some COVID-19 protocols, but he has a chance right now here to put this game away and move the Vulcans to 9-4 and 4-3 overall in the conference.
That'll definitely be making some moves here in the conference standings. Then
Slaughter here to the right side, 2 shots. First one up is good. DJ Slaughter, ice in the veins, has given the Vulcans a 4-point lead with 2.1 seconds to go. Slaughter, second one up and good. And you can kind of put the nail in the coffin right now, as the Vulcans are going to improve to 9-4 and 4-3 overall. Jay looking to get it in, gets it into Coates. Coach with a half-court heave. It's no good. And the California Vulcans improve to 9-4, 4-3 overall. What a job by Danny Sancombe and the Vulcans, as the Fighting Scots will fall to 5-6 and 3-3 in PSAC play. What a job here for the Vulcans. A short bench was able to come out here on the road and get a victory.
Yeah, and you had one of your stars foul out on top of that. So big win here for the Vulcans.
Yeah, nice job for Danny Sancombe and them, as they will be off till next week on Wednesday when they travel to face Clarion. Well, we just want to say thank you to all. Thank you for listening and watching. Thank you for sticking with us through some technical difficulties, and can't wait to hear you again, as the Vulcans will play at home on January 24th against the Gannon Knights. Thank you and good night.